Hello and welcome to yet another Trackmania podcast. And once again, I have the pleasure of doing this live. Thanks to G Geek, who's helping me run this stuff. And what a guy we have on this podcast today. He is one of the most popular streamers in the scene. That is Yannex from Switzerland. Yannex, welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm doing fine, and yeah, the new Trackmania is really hype
Yeah,
nowadays. So yeah, I'm doing fine. And
yeah.
you?
I actually been waiting to ask people to come on the podcast just out of respect because you're a streamer. You're probably gonna try to stream as much as possible. People are gonna try to produce as much content as possible. But I could not wait any longer than 6 days before I had to invite you on here. But can you tell us first impression about the new Jackmania? What is like if someone of your friends asks, what is the new Jackmania all about? Is it good? Is it worse than the other one? What is the first impression you have of Jackmania?
My first impression was that really the game is we feel it's new with the graphics, the even the feeling of the car, and with the eyes, etc. I really like it. All the new blocks, uh, and for the moment there is a lot of bugs like online, etc. But if we keep playing solo, we don't have a lot of problem. So we, for the moment, we can train without any problem. But the community stuff, like online servers, I have problem with it. I think I don't know if I'm the only, not the only one, but I have drop FPS online
Yeah.
when there is like more than 20 players on a server. But other than that, it's good.
Hmm.
I really like it.
So you think that this new Trackmania was needed, or do you think that maybe it would be better to stay on Trackmania 2?
I think it was needed, but not for the driving or other things. Maybe the a main game that easy to understand and better like I don't know, a HUD,
Yeah.
like, because Mania Planet was a bit hard to understand with all these stations, title packs, etc. Now with Club, I think we go in the right direction, but I don't know. We'll
and as
see.
I said, yeah, and as I said, you are one of the most popular streamers in the game. You stream in French, so I don't understand what your audience is saying about the new Trackmania. But are they positive about it? Are they confused about it? Do they have any problems with it? What is the feedback from your community?
From my community, they like it. Some of them are like, yeah, maybe 30 euro for the club edition. What's the difference between the 10 and the 30,
Yeah.
etc.? And is it worth to take the 30? It's for the moment we don't have precise. Uh, I don't know, precise. What's the word? Uh, yeah, you see what I mean. Like
Yeah.
we don't know exactly what's possible with the 30 and what's possible with the 10. I saw like yesterday, we can invite, if we have the 10 or the club edition, we can invite uh starter access people to a server. Like we have some things to discover, and yeah, my community at the moment really like the game, and we have discovered collisions lately. We have Shootmania in Trackmania, like Shootmania physics. Yeah, we have a lot to discover and fun to add.
Hmm. So if you look at what you are focusing more about, is it to discover what is different, or is it to maybe try to grind a new campaign? Because if you are leading the campaign once it's over, you get a trophy 9. Are you testing ZrT maps, TMGL maps? What are you all focus on at the moment in the new Trackmania?
My focus is on ZRT and TMGL. For the campaign, we have 3 months,
Mm,
so I'm not like into it for the moment, and I lost my half of my times because
yeah.
the data Nadia, etc. But yeah, I will have to replay some of the maps
Mm.
after the TMGL. or we'll see when I have time in August, I guess.
Looking at the Twitch chat or the Twitch tab rather on the release date, it had over 150,000 viewers or over 400 different streams. Can you tell us, have you noticed any difference in your numbers and viewing numbers once there is a new Trackmania? Have there been some new fans coming in and saying, "Hello, I'm new to Trackmania, can you teach me?" Have you noticed any difference between the new Trackmania and Trackmania 2?
I have noticed a difference when I play ZrT maps, but when I do, yeah, when I discovered the game, obviously there was a lot of people. But other than that, when I just play like casually, I don't see a big difference. I don't know. It's been 5 days. There is more people, but it's a new game, but not that much higher.
Yeah. But have you been able to watch other people stream it? I mean, it's a kind of a big deal to see names like Soda Pop in and XQC coming in. Have you followed any other streamers, or have you been too busy streaming yourself?
I watched a bit the VOD, but not live. Watched a bit how they played, etc. How they discovered, how they found the game. But I don't have that much time to watch streams,
Hmm.
and yeah, that's
But
it.
is there any people that you maybe are surprised about coming in and streaming? Is there any people that you want to see streaming in the future that hasn't streamed yet? Or
I was happy to see XQC. I don't have preference in terms of streamers like coming to the game. The more streamers we have, the more people see the game. So
yeah,
yeah,
non-Swiss streamers coming in? Who's the biggest Swiss streamer that can stream Trackmania?
I don't think
Yourself?
we have. I don't think we have Swiss streamers. We don't have.
Okay, okay.
I think.
But I mean, I sort of put the picture of you as just a streamer, but you are a top player as well. Can you tell people how easy do you think is to translate or transition from Trackmania 2 to the new game? Do you need to learn a lot of new stuff? Do you find it hard to be as good in the new game as the old game?
It is hard. It is hard to have compete in Trackmania 2 like at the highest level in combine and OGL. But in the new TM, we have all these players that try hard the mechanics and understand it maybe for some better than we do, and it's hard. But we just have to think as long term, and we are gonna understand the mechanics. But I try to understand it fast. Sometimes it doesn't work. Like for ice, I'm still shaky on it, and that's normal. But
Yeah.
some have master already, like not master, but for 5 6 days, it's really hard. And so, for your question, yes, it's a lot to learn and
But
hard to
if
make the transition.
yeah. But if you then look at it, what do you focus on as a good player? You said that ice is the hardest part. Are you trying to put more time into it, or do you think that that is just going to be something that you will spend, let's say, a month to do and perfection, and maybe learn just the other stuff before that is maybe not as hard?
I will try to, for the moment, I will try to be uh, like uh, regular on it, and I will try to master it after, like in 1 month, or I will spend time trying to be perfect and have the perfect line on ice and know what's fast and what's not.
Hmm. Have you looked into the new ranking system? Some people say that that is a good system. Some people say they are confused about it. Do you think the new ranking system that eventually, if you in Trackmania Grand League, you get a trophy 9, is a good thing for yourself, that is a good player? Will you try to actually be a ranked player in Trackmania?
Uh, I saw that when you play online, you have a trophy at every end of the map, and I don't play that much in online for the moment because the lags. And I don't think I'm gonna grind the ranking system. I don't see myself like play all on servers to gain trophies. So I'm just gonna play the campaign, see what trophy I get, and TMGL as well. I'm not gonna grind. Just if I have a trophy, I'm happy with it.
Yeah, but doesn't you think it's good that, let's say, if you win Trackmania Grand League, then you get like a trophy 9? That's like I don't know how many 100 million points, and if you get a trophy on a server, trophy 2, that's like 100 points. So if you win Trackmania Grand League, that is gonna put your ranking up in game as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know which competition which trophy,
Mm.
etc., will be given in terms of competition, but yeah, I'm just gonna play competitively, and we'll see.
Maybe the shitfest get like trophy 7 or something.
Yeah, why not?
And for the chat, if I see a lot of people here, if you want to ask a question, feel free to ask it. But I don't understand French, so ask me it in English, and I will ask it to Yannex. And I mean, questions like how can Yannex be that sexy? I'm not gonna bring it up, even though I did. But do you think the future for the new Trackmania is great, or do you think that this game will eventually die out? How do you see this game going on for a long way?
For a long way, I think the game has potential, really, really potential, but it's up to the community to not like stay on TMNF or TM2 and just instead of having two games that are not dying, but you see, just
Mm,
go all in for the new Trackmania and stop like complaining about TM2 or uh, I don't know. Just I think it's up to the community to be kind, to just play the game and uh, do competition or events. Yeah.
mm. But do you think people will actually move from? I think people from Trackmania 2 will probably move because they already moved once. But do you think people from Trackmania Nations Forever will eventually move and stay in the new game, or will they fall back to hunt EO1 or EO5 in TMNF?
That's gonna be hard. I mean, the players that are open minded will come to Trackmania or at least try it. And sometimes players are just stick to one game and just can't change. And that's what happened with TM2 and I mean TMNF. Some players didn't make the change. I didn't make the change directly. At least for 2 years, I was still on TMNF when TM2 was there.
Mm,
So yeah, it takes time, but
yeah.
I hope so.
A question from the chat already. Now you're getting into sort of the serious questions here. It's a question I normally start the podcast with, but then you check minutes out, so I had to ask that first. But can you tell people what was your way into Trackmania? How did you eventually discover Trackmania?
My way in Trackmania was in March 2008. Was a little kid back then, and my brother, a friend of my brother, showed me the game. They were both playing it like for fun, and I was just trying. I mean, it's my brother that brought me into this game, and after that, I was borrowing my sister laptop to play sometimes after school, and after that, like 2 years after, when I got my own laptop, I couldn't stop playing, and that's how I got into the game.
Hmm. Was you competitive right away? Was it something that you felt that, okay, this game is much cooler than the other game? Or how much did you like Trackmania once you started playing Trackmania?
It was my first online gaming. I didn't know any other game, so I was like, "This is so fun," and playing with other people online, etc. And it wasn't directly competitive. I was playing a lot of LoL maps, very short maps, a bit of tech, very short. And after 1 or 2 years, I decided to play competitively with the team I created. That was VSP back in the days, and we decided like, hey, why not play ESL? And that's how I got into the competitive.
So you actually created VSP.
Yeah.
Damn, that's just like one of the OG teams. I remember that from once I started. Like, if you had the VSP tag, you were like, okay, this guy is gonna win the next round on this server.
Yeah, it was in September 2010. Created
Hmm.
VSP with Window. It was to compete with the very short players that were the Knights team,
Yeah.
and we were like, yeah, what? Why not make a? At first, it was a only French team, only French players, very short players, and then we had a lot of asking to come to the team, so we opened it to
Hmm.
international, and that's how VSP was created.
So the big question is, what is the best short hunting team in Team NF? Is it VSP or is it Knights?
Nowadays, I didn't come back to TMNF since a long time, so I don't know which team plays. But yeah, we were both really good.
Hmm. And so you don't want to answer that? You sit on the fence here? Well, let's say
Yeah,
once
well,
you played.
VSP, of
Yeah,
course.
okay, okay. Easy. But for people that might not know VSP, can you tell name any famous player that played there? Who was the best players? Tell people about what kind of lineup you had in VSP.
The best players we had in 2010, it was Maxu and Felu. That was two players in they played a lot of Dodo, very short maps. Was a big mapper back in the days. We had yeah, we have had Nexus, Dev, uh, uh, a lot of player Karu.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, there was a lot of players.
Hmm.
Yeah, Kylvi as well. I don't remember everyone, but we had Logix as well. Uh,
Yeah,
Inferno,
it's too many now.
just a window. Yeah, a lot of players.
But you mentioned that you sort of wanted to play ESL. I think I wasn't around that time, but I was around the time after, and I was playing on some servers, and people brought up your name like, why doesn't Yannex play more ESL? Because he was good at the ESL VSP. Was you inactive in ESL, or after you played with VSP in ESL, or?
Can you just repeat the first?
Yeah, sure.
Sorry.
Because I joined around 2012 on online servers, people of course then mention VSP. They mention that you guys played against Dignitas and such, and that you as a player were good. But did you only play a couple of ESL events, or did you play every ESL
Uh,
event?
in 2012, I was playing a lot of ESL, and after that, I had my work. I was
Hmm.
working as a confectioner, pastry, etc. So I didn't have the time to play a lot. I was just playing TTCs and so that's why I stopped playing ESL
Hmm.
in those years.
But you never stopped Trackmania for full time. You still had playing somewhat Trackmania.
Yeah, I was still playing like weekly, uh, two or 2 or 3 nights.
Hmm.
Yeah,
And and
per
ever since you
week.
joined,
Sorry.
yeah, ever since you joined VSP, have you just been part of VSP, or what was the team after VSP?
So after VSP at in 2011, I think I was for 3 months. I tried to, or 2012, I tried to play with another team for I don't remember which. I think it was like TM Trackmania Masters Team Cup. I think I don't remember exactly, but I tried another team. But since then, it was the only team I tried. It was Insight.
Mm.
That's an old team. And after that, I was only with VSP. Yeah, I didn't have played with another team. I don't know how to answer that. Answer that. So
Yeah.
2012, and I I came back in competitively in 2017, maybe. I don't remember which was my first competitive thing when I came back. Yeah, it's too old.
But you mentioned that the VSP was in TMNF, and then you sort of had to wait a little bit with transitioning to Trackmania 2 Stadium. Why did you wait until moving to Trackmania 2 Stadium that was basically released in 2013?
So I switched in 2015 in TM2 because the TTCs were in TM2
Oh.
for a moment, and I was lagging less in TM2 than TMNF online. So I was happy like when there were a TTC in TM2, but they had to switch back to TMNF after that because server problems, or don't remember exactly. But I was still on TM2
Hmm.
when they get got back to TMNF. Yeah, so that's what brought me in TM2 in 2015.
But do you remember what you thought once Trackmania 2 Stadium was released? Did you ever check it out once it was released, or was the first time you checked it out basically in 2015?
Uh, when it came out in 2013, I I was fine with TMNF. I
Mm,
didn't need a new game. I was happy with TMNF, so I didn't switch directly. And then it was to follow the competitions and stuff. That was like there was the Frostbull Weekly. All these things were on TM2, so I had to make the change.
mm. For many people, you might sort of become like a new name in the top scene, but like you mentioned, you played in 2008. But do you think there is a moment in your career once you realize that you are one of the best players in the world?
I don't. I mean, I don't consider myself as one of the best player in the world. I'm good, but I can't say I'm one of the best. I'm in TMGL, so I could say I'm
Yeah.
part of the 16 best players in the world, but it's not. We have a lot of big talented players that just don't compete that much, and I wasn't. Yeah, I was playing for fun for all those years, so I didn't make my name grow in the competitive.
Mm,
So that's why I'm kind of a newcomer in the high level.
mm. Yeah, actually, once we spoke about Trackmania Awards 2020, I said that you can maybe become one of these most improved player of the year 2020, and that is crazy to think about. Once you have played Trackmania for 12 years, that now maybe you get the recognition as one of the top players and most improved players. But then, if I ask you the question, do you want to become the best player? Do you try to train hard to become the best player, or you still just enjoy the game and take maybe the good results as a bonus?
That's a hard question because everybody wants to be like the best in the best of the best, and I think the problem is my mentality. I'm not like yeah, I'm the best. I want to be the best, and etc. I'm like, yeah, I enjoy the game. I play. I, I don't know. I'm not. I think it's my mentality that caused me to, yeah, maybe not grow that much. I don't know. That's a hard question. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm trying to play as good as I want and the best. Yeah, I'm trying to play the best I can.
Yeah, I also spoke a bit about it once. Me and Scotty spoke about people that can become sort of a new face. I watched you play in Lyon on the LAN event there, and normally you see players being like nervous. You see them cheering a lot once they're winning. But once I watched you, you sort of maybe looked like the most relaxed person in the room. You can see if you won or lost a round because you had the same sort of okay, I just another round. Was that the right, or do you feel something inside, or how is to play on a LAN environment for you?
I feel something inside. It's just I think it's the Swiss mentality that's like, yeah, we play for, yeah, slow down. I'm not like the yes I won. Fuck yeah. I'm not like that. I don't know. I'm not overreacting, and I'm just,
Yeah.
yeah, that's good. Yeah, I won a round. Yeah, or whatever.
You won some crazy, crazy rounds once you crashed in maybe one of the first turns, and the two people in front of you crashed later, and then eventually you qualified because they crashed. If that was me, I would have flipped the chair and screamed. But you were like, okay, on to the next round.
I mean, I was like, that just happens. Okay. Yeah, that just happened. Yeah, that I mean that was a scenario. I think we say that in English.
Yeah, scenario is
That
English.
there was a scenario that was possible when I was playing, and I was like, okay, if this one fail and this one goes for the safe finish, I don't know
Yeah,
why he yeah, I don't know why. That's possible, and I won. I mean, yeah, seeing that in the moment, I wasn't like really realizing what was
yeah.
happening. Yeah.
But if you talk about the Lyon Esport event, then did you have any goals before the tournament? Was that your first LAN event, or had you played other LAN events before?
It was my first LAN event,
Yeah, okay.
like with the big community, the big TM community, because we had in Switzerland we had some small LAN, but this was my first real LAN, I would say,
Hmm.
and I I I didn't train that much because we had the combine, the OGL at the same time. So I wasn't like full trained for the Lyon Sport, but I did my best and finished seventh. So I'm really happy for with the results.
Yeah, I mean, you are in the Trackmania Grand League, so then automatically top 16. You play Lyon Esport, top 7, and you still question if you are one of the best players in the world. Come on, man, you are one of the best players in the world. I see people writing in chat, FC Humble. I guess that's your new team for Trackmania Grand League, FC Humble.
Okay, okay.
But
But
what's the experience at the Lyon Esports? Something that you looked further to going to other LAN events, maybe Games Assembly, maybe other events in the future?
yeah, if I can go to other events, I'm really looking for it.
Hmm. And
Yeah.
what any events you want to go to? Maybe have you watched the Games Assembly and said, "Oh, I want to go someday"? Have you seen maybe Paris Games Week, seeing people play on stage? Oh, I want to go there. Of course, ZrT Cup. I predict you want to go, but any events you want to go to?
Um,
No, you don't.
A LAN event. That's good. No, I'm not like this one I want to go, this one I want to go. I want to do the more
Hmm.
the most of them, yeah.
Hmm. So after the Corona situation's over, I can see you at the LAN event.
Yeah.
That's cool. By the way, for chat, still a lot of people here. Feel free to bring on some questions. Maybe you know something about Yannex that I don't, that you feel the rest of the community should know about, because you are French. So I guess the international community doesn't know as much as the French community knows about you. Let's talk about some of the upcoming events. You already mentioned that you're training for the ZrT Trackmania Cup. It will take place online this year. Can you tell us how serious are you taking this event?
I'm training at the same time for the TMGL show match, and I want to compete on both. Especially for the show match, it's not. I think the other players aren't taking it that serious. Plus, it's the release of the new game, so everybody will be a bit shaky on the game. But since I'm orgless for the moment, I think the show match can be really like a good thing to show what I can bring to the TMGL for the organization that maybe are interested. And that's why I'm taking a bit more serious the show match. But I'm still training on stream the ZrT, and I will try to do my best. I don't have a like a goal or whatever.
Hmm. But do you think that it's good that the ZrT Cup is solo this year, or do you want it to be duo? What is your view on that?
My view is that I prefer when it's in solo.
Hmm.
Like I don't like duo. For me, Trackmania is a solo game.
Yeah.
At first, it's good to have some cups in duo, but if we can have it in solo, I I prefer it.
Hmm. But if you look at the other names, and maybe you have seen some people training for the ZrT Cup, who would you say is the favorite to win this year's ZrT edition?
It's too hard to say because some players are really fast and understand the mechanics really fast, but we don't know if they are like uh, if they can do it in match, in rounds. Because for the moment we see like Gwen has some very fast times and Xerar as well, but we don't know if they are regular. Like
Hmm.
we'll see. I don't have a name, a special name. Like Gwen, of course, the is growing day by day in TM2 as well. So
But don't you think it's funny that now it's a new game? Sort of like if you go into an event in Trackmania 2 Stadium, you say that, okay, KarjeN is going to be there, maybe Bren Pack. But now the ZrT Cup is coming up, new game. Everybody's like, I have no idea who's going to do well because it's a new game.
yeah, I think the names won't change that much for the one year. For 1 year, I think we will see still the same names. Maybe in 1 or 2 years, we'll see new players at the highest level.
Hmm. But
Hopefully.
yeah, yeah, of course. Hope to see some new names. That's why I'm happy that you are coming up to Trackmania Grand League and is sort of maybe pushing away some of these old names that has been here since 2000. I mean, we need new faces, so that's just cool. But have you played a lot of ZrT Cups? And if so, how well have you done at the ZrT Cups?
I only played the last one that was in duo, and we ended up in eighth of how
Yeah,
do you say it?
yeah,
Eighth finals, yeah.
yeah. Who do you play with?
Vilnera.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's yeah. It was sort of shocking to see you going out, right? At least I mean, you're not gonna say it was shocking, but I'm gonna say it was shocking.
Yeah, it was. I was like maybe we could go in quarterfinal, but it was really the first map of the eighth finals was beta dirt, and I was really bad on dirt. Uh, I I wasn't understanding the physics of the gears uh, 1 year before, and
Hmm,
now I've learned, so it's better. But I was bad on dirt, and the first map was a dirt map, so our it kind of break our minds, like with the points. So we had to make a big comeback, and so we pushed on the second map, and it made it worse.
hmm.
Yeah, whatever.
But if you are to describe yourself in a sort of skill level, will you say that you are the best at tech maps, ZRT maps, maybe mixed maps, as we see in Trackmania Grand League, dirt maps? What kind of maps are you best at? Maybe even the shitfest maps. I don't know.
So my best maps are tech, because at first I'm a tech player, and I'm trying to learn like dirt, RPG, trial. I'm trying to play everything. Only full speed that I don't play, but I'm trying really to understand everything and to be a mixed a player. So for the moment, it's tech and LOL map, yeah, like shitfest.
Hmm.
But that's more fast learning than a
Hmm.
real, yeah. So I would say tech and LOL map.
Hmm. A couple of questions from the chat. One from Laurent is asking about this Sportyx competition. I don't know how to pronounce it, but I know it's your competition. Can you tell people that might?
Ah. He's coming back.
Yeah. Like I said, this happens all the time. That's why I don't have
Yeah.
more subscribers. But yeah, then I can ask the question again. Lauren from chat asked about your competition, Sportyx competition. Is that how to pronounce it? But can you tell people what do we need to know about it? What is the main information for people that don't know about it?
Yeah, the Sportyx Cup is a cup in time attack, and it's on 15 new short maps that I do every Friday at 8 p.m. for those who want. And it's a very unique style of event. It's a weekly and time attack. You have 4 minutes per map, and at the end of the 15 maps, all your PBs are added together, and we do the ranking with that. And yeah, that's a cup I host every Friday. Just for the new game, I made a stop for 3 weeks. I think I will be back with it the 31st of July. But yeah, that's uh, that's a cup I host for 1 year now.
Hmm. And then another guy asked if this is sort of a ranking system you think can be used in more, let's say, professional competitions, maybe time attack over a lot of different maps.
You said for the ranking
Like,
system.
yeah, I mean, this sort of system in the event itself, can that be used for more prestigious events, more known events, like a higher tier event, if you follow?
The system of the Sportix.
Yeah, basically, can that cup itself become more prestigious?
No, that's I don't think so. No, it's more of a fun community event more than professionally
Hmm.
professional event. Yeah, I would say it's more fun, like a shitfest would be.
Yeah. But what is the reason why you want to host something? I mean, you are already busy with playing a lot. Do you feel that you want to give something back to the viewers? Do you find it fun to organize stuff? What is the motivation behind hosting something?
So I like to build maps. So I speed map, and
Oh,
yeah, the all the maps in Sportix are speed mapped. So I have 1 hour and 30 minutes to build 15 maps. So that's 6 minutes a map, and I do this on weekly, and I stream it, and then we play the map. So that's just yeah, I speed mapped, and then we play the maps, and that's something to give back to the community. And I'm also happy to host an event, and yeah, that's it.
this guy builds 15 maps in 1.5 hour, you said?
Yeah, 1 hour and a half. Yeah.
I remember when I built in like 2015, I built a 20-second short map. I think I used 4 months. I'm such a
Yeah, I
bad
mean,
driver that I don't know how to find the fastest line, so I want to be sure about finding them.
yeah,
But do you?
the maps aren't creative, but
Okay,
the players are, and that's the difference with some maps that are creative, but the players don't need to be.
yeah,
Yeah, like in ZrT.
hmm, exactly. But do you build a lot of maps fast? Have you tried to build some serious maps or serious maps for some major competitions like maybe ESL back in the days, maybe Trackmania Grand League nowadays?
Back in the days, I built a map for the STCNC in 2011, but since then I didn't. build map for a serious competition,
Hmm.
and I'm not into it. I'm just like building for fun.
Yeah. But what does the community think about you? Are they like, yeah, Yannex is a good builder, or is it like Yannex is like ZrT doesn't know exactly what he's doing, or
Nah, I think in mapping I know exactly what I'm doing because I know what the players will do. Like,
hmm.
let's say for ZrT, he doesn't know what the players are gonna do, like the cuts or the strats or so. I think I could be a good mapper, but I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah,
say
because
that.
it takes a lot of time to actually build a map. Like I said, I used 4 months on a map, so that's why I said I'm never gonna do this again because it takes so much time.
Yeah, I built the map for the GGLAN. I forgot that.
Okay, tell us about it.
I mean, it was a map that I built in 1 or 2 days. So that's not like a 2 month of
Yeah.
mapping. So it wasn't a really good map in my opinion. But the it was a mix map. So there were the shitty part. We can say it's RPG, and that's good.
Hmm. Yes. Then talking about RPG maps, you said that. What about the RPG map? It was used for competitions. Have you built an RPG map as well?
Yeah, I built a big RPG map that took me 200 hours
Okay.
of
Okay.
my. Yeah, that's my biggest map ever made. And yeah, it was used for the night cup.
Hmm.
But at first, it wasn't for the night cup. It was just for fun because I wanted to create another world in Trackmania and using the title pack, the RPG title pack, and yeah, created an island with something like a big, not city, but yeah,
Yeah.
in a Greek style old city. I don't. Yeah.
Hmm. And then the chat is my informers here. They say that you made a trial map on the new Checkmania. I mean, you're more looking to be a mapper now than a player, right?
Yeah, I took one of the, like, it was day before yesterday. Yeah. I built a little trial map because I wanted to try the editor because I wanted to try, and I just made a trial map while discovering the new blocks, and that's it.
Hmm.
It took me like two hours. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
And
a
what do you
little
think?
map. It's a
Yeah.
little map with two CPs.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, yeah.
Okay. I mean, trial map sounds like you used like 200 hours again.
Nah, no, no, no.
But do you think the map editor in the new Checkmania is good, or do you think it's? I see some people saying it's confusing for people that build in Checkmania 2 Stadium to know the new map editor. Was that the same for you, or?
No, it's not. No, it's not that complicated for me. Uh, it's like TM2, but with yeah, off grid
Hmm.
blocks. We could already do that in TM2. We just had to do a custom block with vanilla block, but no, it's fine for me. It's not that
Hmm.
confusing. All the transition etc. has colors, so we understand it. Like, no, it's really good.
Hmm. We talk a lot about what you do on streams, like hosting competitions, training for events, building maps. But can you tell people how did you start streaming? Because if you look at you nowadays, you was the most you streamed the most amount of hours in 2019, if I recall correctly, like 1,200 hours. So, but take us through when did it start?
I started in July 2018, and I wanted to stream. I don't know why. I was watching streamers on like I was watching ZrT, KDOP on Rocket League. So I was watching other streamers. So I was like, why not try it? And that's what I did, and I I, I couldn't stop. Like,
No, I mean you cannot stop. You stream a lot. You stream the most in Trackmania. How do you have the motivation to stream so much? And what keeps you going? Because I think a lot of people are like, yeah, I want to stream, then I stream for maybe 1 week, and then it was not that fun. But what keeps you streaming?
I don't know. I love the interactivity with the people and just like showing what I do in the game, and some people find it interesting. So yeah,
As
just
some people, you're one of the most popular Trackmania streamers, right?
yeah, but comparing to other big streamers,
Yeah.
it's yeah, you see.
Don't make him stop. I'm not gonna make Yannex stop. If so, then yeah, I'm gonna take the blame. But I asked Riolo about this. I think it was one of my first podcasts with him. If he wanted to become like a big streamer like Ninja, or if he want to keep like uh, the viewing numbers he has nowadays, where he knows who is in chat, he knows his community. What would you pick? Would you pick maybe having a big stream where you don't essentially see the chat because it goes so fast, but you earn a lot of money out of it? Or do you want to chat like it's nowadays where you know everybody, but it's not like you gain a lot of money, that millions of dollars?
Nah, no, nowadays I prefer like 100% having a community that I like, not a lot of people, and we can have a clear conversation in chat. And yeah, even with ZRT, I have some newcomers that are like uh, the that don't understand really how Trackmania works. Like not the game, but the and I don't know, the atmosphere of the stream, and that's normal. It's just like some questions are yeah. No, I prefer having a community like a small stream, if I can say
Mm,
that.
yeah. Someone is asking about what about Quinton? Who is that?
Yeah, that's one of a troll in my chat.
Okay. Let's move on then. But uh, uh, once I go to Trackmania, and normally I'm up editing movies once it's late, I just want to check out who is live on Twitch. You normally the latest Trackmania streamers. How is your sleep schedule? Once do you go to sleep? Once tell people when do you actually stream?
I stream between 7 p.m. and let's say 3 4 a.m. It depends.
Yeah.
If I have a video to edit or like for my YouTube, etc. It depends what I have to do. So yeah, I stream between 7 p.m. and 3 a.m. 6 days per week.
Why? Why do you pick those kind of hours? I mean,
I don't know. It's
normal
my
people would sleep.
because we have the all the competition in the weekly competition in Trackmania. We have it at 8 p.m.
Mm,
And I don't know. I like to have my free afternoon and just like chilling,
yeah.
and then stream all the evening and the night. Yeah, that's my I don't know, like the normal the no yeah, I don't know how to say that.
But if you look, I mean, you are a competitor as a player, then you look for improvements. But do you look for improvements once you stream? And if so, where do you try to find inspiration to become a better streamer?
Uh the question is what's a good streamer and what's not. Like we all have our personality, and I'm not trying to overreact, or I'm just being me. So
Mm,
I don't have like tips or inspiration. I'm just I'm just here.
yeah. I mean, if I saw you overreacting, I would say that's fake because I saw you in Lyon. You're like, it's happened.
Yeah, exactly.
People are asking about the Trackmania Grand League, so I guess we can move over to one of the last topic of today. It's the upcoming Trackmania Grand League. And new for this Trackmania Grand League season is that Yannex, you are now in. You announced it maybe 2 months ago on Twitter that you got official yes that you are in. Tell us, how was the process of actually getting in? In the combine, you said that two players are going to be in. It was Afi and Gwen. But then they also said, Yannex, you're in. Tell us, how did this happen?
So right after the combine, I was contacted by Softy to say that he wanted to have the 16 best players in the league, and I was part of it. So after the combine, I knew I could have a spot, and that's what happened. But yeah, the combine was hard with
Hmm.
the knockout phase for some who knows. Yeah, I just played the combine, and he said that he wanted the 16 best players. That's it.
Yeah, because if you are like a natural, or let's say a new viewer that just tuned into the combine, you watch people compete there, and then you see you doing well there, and it's like, ah, Yannex is not going to play in Trackmania Grand League. That is somewhat weird because you are better than some of the other people that are going to play in the next season. And even though you had like an unlucky moment in the knockout phase, you still beat them. So I think it's
Yeah.
fair that you're in. And I also think that maybe who was the other guy, Tricky, who was doing well. Like I think you should just eliminate the bottom eight and have the top eight in from the combine, because then you are better than the other players that you beat there.
I don't think another OGL player beat another TMGL player. I think we were only three, but yeah, I think
Yeah.
the combine should be like the top eight goes in TMGL, and the bottom top eight like doesn't go in.
Mm.
Yeah, you see what I mean. But yeah, that's logical to have the top eight in the combine that goes to TMGL to have the best players. But that's complicated with orgs, I think,
Yeah.
because if
Yeah.
if we have too much TMGL players dropping, it's like, I think with the contract and stuff, it's complicated.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah, that is one of the topics that is now a lot of talk about in Jackmania. What new orgs are coming in? Who is getting what org? I'm not gonna ask you to say what org you're in, because I guess that is gonna be announced on maybe the show match. But can you tell us? Do you actually know what org you're in?
I actually don't know. Like I for the moment I'm Ogles, and I use the TMGL show match to showcase myself as well. But I don't know. Like
Is
I
that
literally,
weird though?
it's
The
so
season is
weird.
starting in September, right?
Yeah, it's so weird. And Softy asked me to leave Exalti in May to be sure for the new org to know that I'm Ogles. I don't know. Like I had to left 5 or 6 months before the TMGL starts. I had to leave Exalti, and that's weird. But I mean, I trust Nadio, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, I mean, in the season one, you saw a lot of orgless players. Are you somewhat, I don't know, afraid is the right word, but do you think that there is a situation where you can essentially play the next season orgless?
I hope not. I I hope not, because
Mm.
I need money.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know? Yeah, I hope I'm not playing all glass.
Mm.
Like I hope I'm not. Yeah, you understand.
Yeah. But then you say that you want to showcase yourself in a show match. Are you a guy that gets more motivated because he doesn't have an org, maybe like Scrappy, who after existence left him, he was like suddenly one of the best players in the world because he wanted to show himself to potential orgs. Are you the same way, that you use this as an opportunity to say, okay, I'm gonna be the best Yannex I can be, because maybe then I get the best offer I can get?
No, I don't think I I would play the same with an
Mm.
org, and I would love to showcase to the org that I can like show them names. I don't know, but yeah, I would play the same, and I'm even more, let's say, motivated to showcase myself for an org. But
Mm.
to get to get an offer,
Yeah.
at least an offer, you know.
Yeah, let's hope you get a lot of offers, so you are the guy in charge, so you can say, "Hey, raise the stakes, put your offer up, and maybe I accept you."
Yeah, that's I think the money part is for me, but the find and the offers are more from Nadio.
Yeah,
It's a bit weird, but
hmm.
I just have to trust. Yeah.
Yeah. But if you look at the 15, or we don't actually know who the players are, but if you look at the players we know who are playing in, where do you see yourself placing against the likes of Carl Jr., Scrappy, Kappa, Pack, Bren, Papu?
It's hard for the with the new game to like to place myself, but I will be like focusing on the top 8, like, and to not lose my points as I did in OGL. But I don't know, with the new game, the pressure, the I I don't know how to place myself.
Hmm.
We'll see with the show match
Yeah.
as well.
But some people brought up the question that, or not a question, but saying that you guys had maybe an easier part in Open Grand League because then you maybe know that you are the best player. But once you now play against Carl Jr., you feel more pressure. Will you say that? Are you a guy that gets more pressure once you see who you play against, or do you not care about who you play? You just play the same every time?
Uh, I play depending on my position. So if I don't care about who is second or
Yeah.
who is first. I just want to know my placement and the difference time I have with my opponents. So I play depending on that. But yeah, uh, I think it will be very hard in the TMGL. Uh, yeah.
But do you still think that you will be competitive? Do you think, are you maybe afraid of maybe getting knocked out or?
Of course, I'm afraid, but I will do my best and see if I can compete with maybe top 8, maybe. But I I don't think I'm gonna be last or kicked
Hmm,
out. I I hope.
maybe you're gonna win it. Maybe you're gonna be like the best player
Maybe.
of 2020. Who knows? But
Yeah,
do
I
you have
can't
any
say
favorites?
that.
Yeah, I mean, you will never say it. I know you. You're not gonna say that you are good enough to be in there, but you are. But who will you say is the favorite to win it? Do you think Carl Jr. still is the favorite after what he did in
Yeah, Carl Jr.
Lyon?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
Yeah,
don't
that's
think
a
one is
safe
gonna beat
bet,
him?
honestly.
It's a safe bet.
Yeah, I mean, there's also Kappa, Papu, etc. that can really understand the game, but Carl Jr. is Carl Jr.
Yeah. I mean, if you have the possibility of betting on Carl Jr. in Trackmania, you should take it. But something that is cool from a guy that is not from France is that now you get two players in from a small country into the biggest competition that I don't think Switzerland has had like a success in the past with players, and then suddenly two players join the biggest competition in you and Afi. Can you tell us how much do you know Afi? How much do you speak to each other, and what do we need to know about maybe the Swiss scene in Trackmania?
With Afi, our friend, we went to Strasbourg and Lyon. We went together. So yeah, I mean, there's not much to know. This is the first time we see the Switzerland in Trackmania, like at the highest level, and yeah, I don't know what to say more. Like,
But are you, because I think some people are still believing that you are French because you speak French, but are you getting somewhat recognized by Swiss people that is joining your chat and saying, hey, you're from the same country as me, or even some Swiss people in, I don't know, the street, or are you getting recognized by Swiss people?
by Swiss people in the chat, yeah, there's not a lot, but there is some people that come and say, "Hey, I'm from Switzerland as well. Where are you from exactly?"
Oh, yeah,
And no, in city, no, no, no,
yeah. No, okay. You're not that famous.
nah.
Soon after Trackmania Grand League and ZrT Cup. Or after this podcast, right? But for the chat, we are now gone on for 1 hour. I will not keep Yannex here too much longer. He has a long streaming schedule ahead of him. But if you have any questions to ask him, now is the chance. But Yannex, can you tell people what is the future plans in Trackmania for you? Is it to test out the new game, what this has to offer? Is it to, I don't know, what is the future plans?
So the future is trying the new game, the new mechanics, and then compete in TMGL at the best I can do, and after that we'll see. We will have, I think, a lot of competitions that will come.
But if I ask you, how long do you see yourself playing Trackmania for? I asked Pack about it, and he said eventually he has to quit because he takes his real life more serious. But how do you view your Trackmania career if you look maybe 5 years ahead?
I have no idea. I actually can't answer that, sadly. But yeah, I'm trying to make my name in the Twitch industry, so I'm I'm I don't know. I'm trying.
You're trying? Yeah, how do you
Yeah,
actually make your name in Twitch? What is the secrets to actually become somewhat recognizable?
there's no secret. Like you just you just use like I use the ZrT to make my name. It's like a publicity
Hmm.
for your Twitch, but uh, I don't know. You have to be smart, I guess, to grow on Twitch.
Uh, then a question from Alexis: will you add the new concept in Sportyx with the upcoming TM3? You sort of answered it already, but can you say it again? Will Sportyx come in Trackmania? It's not called Trackmania 3, but I understand what you mean. It's Trackmania, but will it come in Trackmania?
It will come in Trackmania in a few weeks, but he's he's saying a new concept, and the
Oh,
Sportix
okay,
is
yeah, okay.
already a new concept. Like, I
So you're
mean,
not gonna make a new concept? Yeah, sorry, sometimes
no
hard to read.
problem. No,
Good
I'm not
thing I
gonna
had to
add a
check.
new concept.
Okay. But is there any concept that you feel is missing in Trackmania in the competitive scene that you think, oh, this is Trackmania missing, this would be cool to play?
Uh,
Maybe some
I,
old competition that died out
I
or
would like to have bigger competition with fast learning,
oh
because
yeah.
yeah, like TTC, like TTC is only casual. Like
Mm,
there's no big prizes, or I would love that, but that's only my opinion. Like that's what I like to play in Trackmania. It's discovering new maps and be faster.
mm. But do you think
Like
that you are one of the fastest learners in Trackmania?
I don't know.
Why did I ask you this question? But do you think that you are able to actually learn tracks fast? I'm not going to ask you if you are one of the best because then you're saying, nah, I don't know. But do you learn Trackmania fast?
I I thought so, but with the new Trackmania, I'm like, yeah, maybe I'm not that good at fast learning, because some maps, like some ice maps, man, I'm
Yeah.
just yeah, but nah, I'm doing fine.
Mm. Yeah, you're doing fine, and hopefully you will do fine in the future. I kept you here for 1 hour. That's more than I can ask for now that it's a new Trackmania game. People are going to grind. You are going to grind. But is there any topics about your career that I forgot to ask you about, or something that you want to share with the chat, or the floor is yours if you want to share stuff, or bring some topics off to talk about?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a lot to say. I would like something. I would like KarjeN in the new Trackmania. He released a video about it, and uh, yeah, it would be cool to see him like hunting a lot the new Trackmania. That's
Okay,
what
so
I
do
would.
you think he is coming back? Because I see some people are saying that because we don't know all players for Trackmania Grand League, then KarjeN maybe is the guy who's coming in. Do you think KarjeN eventually will come in? And what do you feel about him coming in for Trackmania Grand League if that's the case?
Oh, maybe if he, I don't know. He would be insane. I
You still
like
thinking about it?
he's a legend in TMNF. I
Yeah.
can't. Um, I would I would like him to come to OGL or TMGL or whatever. Yeah,
You still think he has a chance against the best players?
yeah.
like the word. But
That's my view. But
yeah,
some people say it's a time attack player. Some say
mm,
it's a tech players. But he's an overall legend.
yeah, we need to convince KarjeN to actually move from Trackmania Nations Forever. It's about time that you move away from Trackmania Nations Forever. It's a new game here. Come on, Yannex wants you here, then you need to move, right?
Yeah, but the problem is the new Cam 3. He's complaining. I think he's complaining about it. He's
Yeah.
playing Cam 2 at the moment, but maybe he switched to Cam 2 and all good.
I mean, if you're a good Trackmania player, you can learn stuff fast, hopefully. But I guess it's no more a question about how you ask the ice. You already said it, but can you ask Mikal, how do you like the ice 1 to 10? What is your rating on ice?
My rating
Yeah, like 1 to 10.
1 to 10. I would say the bobsled blocks are 4, but the flat ice is a good 8.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because it's really like satisfying to play when you're doing good, but
Yeah.
when you're doing bad, it's a 0. Like, it's so frustrating. But I think in 1 year when we'll see ice maps, it's gonna be so great to play
Mm.
flat ice, not bobsleigh, because you have switching gears. Like it's random for the moment, but that's because we are still learning.
Mm.
So that's why I would say Michal.
Yeah. Michelle, okay, I guess it. But tell people where can they find you? Where can they, if they enjoy the podcast, where can they find more about you? Do you have? I mean, I know you have Twitch and Twitter. Tell people what is your Twitch channel, what is your Twitter handle. You said you had YouTube. Where can they find you on YouTube?
So my Twitch, it's only in French, so I'm sorry, guys. So yeah, I also have a Discord,
Yeah,
and
sure. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not gonna do my. Yeah, I have a Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord, and you
Yeah,
can find all of the informations in my bio on Twitch.
and that
Dot
is
dot
slash
TV
Yannick, right?
slash
Yannick
Yannex. Yeah.
TM or Yannick TM or
No, Yannex.
okay. So where's Yannick TM? Is that on? That's on Twitter, right?
Yannex TM is on Twitter,
Yeah.
and on YouTube it's 3 instead of the E.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Now you have all of them, but you can find all of them on Twitch if you want there. And Yannex goes live today at 7-ish.
Yeah, 7.
Yeah. And there you can go and follow him. Try to ask him questions in English and maybe he will answer them, but for the most part, I
Yeah,
guess it's in.
I mostly stream in French, but if you want to come and having a discussion, you can speak in English.
Yeah.
There's no problem with that.
Mm. So yeah, go ahead and spamming some English questions like some people spammed me some French questions here. But it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a while since I uh, done this, and it's been on my side that we haven't done it before now. But it's a perfect time to do it once the new game is out. So I really appreciate you taking over an hour to actually answer the questions about the new Trackmania and Trackmania Grand League, you as a streamer and everything. And I really hope that Trackmania Grand League and ZrT is going to do well for you because Trackmania needs people that showcase the games to the audience. And nobody showcased the game more than you with 1,200 hours last year. So GG to you, man. And thanks a lot for being on the podcast.
Yeah, thank you. It was a pleasure, and thank you for what you do for the community. It's very, very good. I don't know how to. I wanted another
Yeah,
word.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I guess that's it. And thanks to G Geek, who is the man behind all of these live podcasts. You can find him at TMG Geek on Twitter and on Twitch. And that's it for today. But stay tuned. A lot of interviews is coming up this week. So yeah, bye bye, guys.
see ya.